All right, let's take a look right here at this book, Heart and Heart Problems, so heart and associated diseases. So if we open up right here, get through the first few pages and such, see what's in here. It's a little welcome introduction and such right there. Then how this book is set up, so exactly what you'll find in here and how it's organized. So at the beginning of each section, there's something that says in summary. So you just get a little very short abbreviation. First time you look at a section, or if you need to refer back as a reminder, that'd be a good little summary there. Then in detail, you can get all the smaller facts along with it. So a little summary, and then all the information after it. If you look at the chapters, there's one on heart anatomy. So if you ever wonder how the heart works, there's all the parts and pieces and what they do. Regulators of the heart, some short sections on the nervous and endocrine system, and then cardiac diseases. That's what a lot of this is right here. This book's basically how the heart works and then heart diseases. So a lot of people got heart disease of one type or another these days. This will cover just about any one of them that you could ever hear of. Medications, not like a big list of medications here, but how like classes or groups of medications work. So, you can look at what group you've got, and that'll give you more information on it. Here's contents right here, at least part of it. You can see how many topics are covered here just on heart anatomy, then regulators, nervous and endocrine system. Then look at all the cardiac diseases right here, and then there's medication groups right there. So you can see heart anatomy starts off what cardiac muscle is. So it's good to know what we're talking about when we talk about the heart. Of course, it's a very big part of it. But as you see, heart functions are covered here. Heart location. All right, good to know that. The pericardial cavity, the heart wall. If you were to take a plug of muscle and such more out of the heart, you can see the three different layers which are covered right here. So there's the anatomy of the heart. Right, outside ends, there's external and internal. Here in bold, you can see all the little parts and pieces are described. So there's all the different major arteries and veins and chapters and valves and so on down the line. There's lots of pictures. There you can see all of it's covered in more detail. There's the heart valves, very important part of the heart right there. Here's circulation. Here you talk about the arteries that take blood to the cardiac muscle of the heart, and then the veins that take it back out. Don't want damage to any of those. Those are all covered there. Circulation of blood through the heart is a good way to learn heart anatomy there, is to know that. So you got a summary and details you can see for each one. There's your pulmonary systemic circulation. 15 steps of blood flow through the heart right there. Again, on each section, the summary is an abbreviation, then in detail, a lot more information on it. There's a cardiac skeleton of the heart, the electric conducting system. All that's covered there, the electric signals, ECG, just the basics. Of course, knowing everything about ECGs is a lot. This basically looks at what one should look like and why that is. And then there's some few little things covered on it towards the end of the book. Cardiac cycle, all the different steps the heart goes through as it goes through one beating of the heart. There's your heart sounds, what causes them. There's heart sounds here, blood pressure right here. So there's what makes blood move. There's cardiac output, how it's calculated, what you see for the average person, resting versus exercising. Here's your nervous system, some parts of it, what they have to do with the heart, and how they're regulating it. Sensory receptors, always telling your brain what's going on. That way it knows what to do with your heart. There's nervous system or sympathetic division. You may have heard of some of this stuff like epinephrine and norepinephrine and so on. So there's different divisions. Endocrine system, some of the major hormones that affect the heart. You may have heard of like thyroid hormone. Vasopressin, also called ADH or antidiuretic, renin, angiotensin, and aldosterone, very important part of what's controlling blood pressure there. ANH, another hormone. Heart disease risk factors. Everybody's probably heard of a lot of these. You need to be reminded of those. Angina pectoris, right here, and what it is and what's going on. Coronary artery disease. Blood clots and how they tie into all this. Congestive heart failure. There's left and right side. Comparison there. Heart attack and what's happening with it. Some pictures and all of that. So we go through. There's cardiomyopathy. What do we have? Pulmonary hypertension, endocarditis, pericarditis, there's so much in here, pericardial effusion, and cardiac tamponade are listed. Pericardiocentesis, little procedure right there. Valve stenosis, regurgitation, and prolapsing. So a lot mentioned on the valves right there. There's information on all those. Rheumatic heart disease, very common when you talk about what's wrong with the heart and heart valves. Atrial septal defects. There's ventricular septal defects. Heart murmurs mentioned down here. And from there, hypoplastic left heart syndrome, tetralogy of Fallot. Look on from there. Something you might see with a little ECG, some common things, tachycardia, bradycardia, so on down the line. On from there, what else happens with bypass surgery? And then there's the groups of heart medications and what's going on with these different groups of them. So hope that was helpful to you. If you want to know more about the heart and common heart problems, that'll do it for you right there.